Last year, my buddy spent $300 on a Super Bowl party, shrimp cocktail, fancy cheese boards, artisanal this, gourmet that. You know what everyone ate? The wings and the chips, the three foods that look impressive but always disappoint. By the end of this video, you'll have the perfect Super Bowl spread that costs less, tastes better, and doesn't leave you with a fridge full of leftovers nobody wants. Let's get into it. The 7 foods you should buy. Number 7. Let's start with the obvious champion, buffalo chicken wings. This is the highest guest satisfaction food at any Super Bowl party. Nobody shows up disappointed that you're serving wings. Nobody leaves saying, "I wish there had been fewer wings." Wings are non-negotiable. They're the foundation of your entire spread. Here's why wings always win. They're familiar, flavorful, and flexible. You can do classic buffalo, barbecue, garlic, parmesan, teriyaki, whatever your crowd wants. They're easy to portion. One person eats 6 wings, another eats 12. Nobody's judging. And they're surprisingly economical when done right. Sauce strategy matters. Don't buy expensive bottled wing sauce. Get Frank's Red Hot butter and garlic powder. That's authentic buffalo sauce. Mix equal parts Frank's and melted butter. Add garlic powder to taste. It costs $4 to make a batch that would cost $15 in bottled sauce. For barbecue wings, use Sweet Baby Ray's. For garlic parmesan, toss wings in melted butter, grated parmesan, garlic powder, and parsley. Number 6. Loaded nachos. This is the secret weapon of Super Bowl parties. Low cost per guest, massive visual appeal, and it scales infinitely. You can feed 8 people or 30 with the same basic strategy. Nachos are the smartest buy on this list. Here's why nachos work. They're a complete meal disguised as a snack. Carbs from chips, protein from meat and beans, fat from cheese and sour cream, vegetables from tomatoes, jalapenos, and onions. People eat nachos and feel satisfied, which means they consume less of your expensive foods. Nachos are your budget protector. The cheese blend strategy is critical. Don't use pre-shredded cheese. It contains cellulose to prevent clumping, which makes it not melt smoothly. Buy block cheese and shred it yourself. Use 60% sharp cheddar for flavor and 40% Monterey Jack for melt quality. This combination creates the gooey, stretchy cheese pull everyone loves. Layering method matters more than most people realize. Don't pile all your chips and dump everything on top. The bottom chips get soggy while the top chips have nothing on them. Build in layers. Chips, cheese, meat, beans, jalapenos. Another layer of chips, cheese, meat, beans, jalapenos. Repeat until the tray is full. This ensures even distribution, and every chip is loaded. Number 5. Sliders. Mini burgers, mini chicken sandwiches, mini pulled pork, whatever you make them with. Sliders deliver premium feel at low cost with perfect portion control. They look impressive, taste great, and cost less than you'd think. Here's the slider advantage. People eat 2 or 3 and feel satisfied. With full-size burgers, you either eat a whole burger or waste half. Sliders eliminate that problem. Everyone gets exactly what they want, and visually, a platter of 30 sliders looks more impressive than 10 regular burgers. The customization factor is huge. Set up a slider bar with different proteins and toppings. Classic beef sliders with American cheese and pickles. Spicy chicken sliders with jalapenos and ranch. Pulled pork sliders with coleslaw. Let guests build their own. This interactive element makes your party more engaging and reduces your prep work. Best buns strategy. King's Hawaiian Sweet Rolls. These come in packs of 12 connected rolls. You slice the entire pack horizontally, load the bottom with meat and cheese, replace the top, and bake. Then you cut them into individual sliders. This method is faster than assembling individual sliders, and the sweet rolls stay soft without getting soggy. Assembly shortcuts save massive time. Don't grill individual slider patties. Press 2 pounds of ground beef into a sheet pan, season heavily, bake at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. You now have a giant meat slab. Cut it into squares that fit your rolls. Same great taste, 1/10 the effort. For chicken, use frozen breaded chicken patties. For pulled pork, use the slow cooker method we'll cover at number 1. Number 4. Spinach and artichoke dip. This is the secret weapon for mixed crowds. Meat eaters love it. Vegetarians love it. Picky eaters love it. It has one of the highest consumption rates of any Super Bowl food, and it's incredibly easy to make. Here's why spinach artichoke dip works. It's rich, creamy, cheesy comfort food that feels indulgent without being heavy. People eat it with chips, bread, or vegetables. It works as an appetizer or a main snack, and it stays good for hours without needing temperature control. Make it early. Keep it warm in a slow cooker, and forget about it. The base recipe is simple. Cream cheese, sour cream, mayonnaise, mozzarella, parmesan, garlic, spinach, and artichoke hearts. Mix everything. Bake until bubbly and golden on top. That's it. Total prep time is 10 minutes. Baking time is 25 minutes. Minimal effort, maximum impact. Upgrade tip: add-ins that elevate flavor instantly. Diced jalapenos add heat. Sun-dried tomatoes add sweetness and acid. Crispy bacon bits add smokiness and crunch. Caramelized onions add depth. Any of these additions take your dip from good to exceptional with minimal extra work. Serving strategy matters. Don't put out one bowl and let people crowd around it. Make a large batch and split it into 2 or 3 smaller serving bowls placed in different areas. This prevents bottlenecks and keeps traffic flowing. Serve with tortilla chips, toasted baguette slices, and fresh vegetables like bell peppers and celery for the health-conscious guests pretending they care. Number 3, chips and multiple dips. This is the cheapest, most reliable, infinitely refillable option on this list. People constantly graze on chips and dip from kickoff to final whistle. It keeps them occupied, prevents hunger, and costs almost nothing. Here's why chips and dip dominate. They're passive eating. Guests can eat while watching the game without taking their eyes off the screen. They're non-messy. Unlike wings or sliders, chips don't require napkins or plates. And they're safe. Nobody has dietary restrictions against tortilla chips and salsa. This is the ultimate crowd pleaser. The best combo strategy is 3 dips: salsa, guacamole, queso strategy. This one you make in a slow cooker during the game. 1 pound of Velveeta, 1 can of Rotel tomatoes and green chilies. Put both in the slow cooker on low. Stir occasionally. Perfect queso in 30 minutes that stays hot and smooth for hours. Cost? $6. Chips. Buy 3 or 4 bags of restaurant-style tortilla chips. These are thicker and don't break when loaded with dip. Cost: $12 for 4 bags. Number 2, pizza. 2 styles. This is the universal crowd pleaser that requires 0 effort and predictable consumption. Pizza never disappoints. Everyone eats it. Nobody complains. It's reliable, scalable, and easy. Here's the smart strategy. Order 1 classic option and 1 premium option. The classic is cheese or pepperoni. Order it to arrive 30 minutes before kickoff. This gives you time to set it out while it's still hot. Late pizza is cold pizza, and cold pizza kills the vibe. Plan ahead. Pro move: buy extra cheese and pepperoni. When pizzas arrive, open the boxes and add more cheese and pepperoni on top. Close the boxes for 2 minutes to let residual heat melt the cheese. Now your chain pizza looks and tastes more loaded. This costs $5 and makes $60 of pizza look like $100 of pizza. Number 1, the champion, the MVP. The absolute best value food for any Super Bowl party. Slow cooker pulled pork or pulled chicken. This is the lowest cost per serving. Feeds the largest groups, creates incredible aroma, and delivers massive impact with minimal effort. Here's why slow cooker meat is unbeatable. 1 pork shoulder or whole chicken cooks itself while you do everything else. You put it in the slow cooker the night before or morning of, add seasoning and liquid, set it on low, and forget it. By game time, you have tender, flavorful meat that falls apart. Total hands-on time, 10 minutes. Total cost: $20 to $30. Total servings: 20 to 25. For pulled pork, buy a 5 to 7 pound pork shoulder. Rub it with brown sugar, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. Put it in the slow cooker. Add 1 cup of apple cider vinegar and half a cup of water. Cook on low for 8 to 10 hours. Shred with forks. Mix in barbecue sauce. Done. For pulled chicken, buy 2 whole chickens or 4 pounds of chicken thighs. Season with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and paprika. Put in the slow cooker with 1 cup of chicken broth. Cook on low for 6 to 8 hours. Shred. Mix in buffalo sauce or barbecue sauce. Done. Bread sauce and topping strategy. Buy cheap hamburger buns or slider rolls. Set out multiple sauces: barbecue, buffalo, ranch, honey mustard. Set out toppings: coleslaw, pickles, jalapenos, cheese. Let guests build their own sandwiches. This interactive element makes your party more engaging and accommodates different preferences. The aroma factor is huge. Slow cooker meat fills your house with incredible smells from morning until game time. Guests walk in and immediately say, "What smells amazing?" That's the pulled pork working its magic. This creates anticipation and makes everything you're serving seem better. The 3 foods you should avoid? Now let's talk about the 3 foods you should never buy for a Super Bowl party. These look good on paper, but consistently underperform. Avoid number 3, shrimp cocktail. This seems fancy and impressive. It's not. It's expensive, barely gets eaten, and creates food safety stress. Here's the problem. Pre-cooked shrimp costs $12 to $15 per pound. You need at least 3 pounds for a decent display. That's $40 for shrimp. Cocktail sauce costs another $5. You're spending $45 on an appetizer that looks elegant but sits untouched because nobody wants cold shrimp at a Super Bowl party. The consumption rate is terrible. People eat 2 or 3 shrimp and move on. Kids won't touch it. Many adults avoid it. By halftime, your beautiful shrimp ring looks sad and picked over. By the end of the game, you're throwing away 60% of it because nobody's eating shrimp that's been sitting out for 4 hours. The spoilage risk is real. Shrimp needs to stay cold. Avoid number 2. Charcuterie boards. I know, they're Instagram perfect. They look artistic and sophisticated, but they're terrible for Super Bowl parties. Here's why charcuterie fails. It looks impressive, but eats poorly in party settings. People are watching the game, drinking beer, yelling at the TV. Nobody wants to delicately assemble bites of prosciutto, cheese, and fig jam on crackers. That's a sit-down, focused eating experience. Super Bowl parties are chaotic. Charcuterie requires attention nobody has. The waste factor is massive. You spend $60 to $80 on fancy meats, cheeses, nuts, fruits, and crackers. By halftime, people have eaten the salami, and maybe some cheese. The expensive prosciutto sits there. The fancy aged cheddar is untouched. The crackers get stale. The fruit gets warm. At the end of the night, you're throwing away half of everything. The effort to payoff ratio is terrible. Building a proper charcuterie board takes 30 to 45 minutes. Arranging meats artfully, fanning cheese slices, distributing nuts and berries aesthetically. All that effort for a display that gets destroyed in 15 minutes by drunk people grabbing handfuls of salami. Avoid number 1, the worst category. Complicated hot appetizers. Things like bacon-wrapped jalapeno poppers, buffalo chicken meatballs, mini quiches, stuffed mushrooms. These seem like good ideas. They're not. Here's the fundamental problem. Temperature control is nearly impossible. Hot appetizers need to stay hot to taste good, but your oven is busy with other things. Your slow cooker is occupied with pulled pork. That means your fancy appetizers come out of the oven, sit on a platter, and get cold within 20 minutes. Cold jalapeno poppers are sad and greasy. Nobody wants them. The effort to payoff ratio is awful. Stuffing mushrooms or wrapping jalapenos with bacon takes an hour of tedious work. For what? People eat them in 2 bites and forget about them. That hour could have been spent making a giant tray of nachos that everyone devours. The host stress factor is the worst part. Complicated appetizers require timing, coordination, and attention during the party. All right, that's your Super Bowl food strategy. Wings, nachos, sliders, spinach dip, chips, pizza, and pulled pork. Skip the shrimp, charcuterie, and complicated appetizers. You'll save money, reduce stress, and actually feed people food they want to eat. So, here's my question. What's the one food item at a Super Bowl party that makes you irrationally angry when it's not there? Is it wings? Guacamole? That one specific chip that's always gone in the first quarter? Drop a comment and confess your Super Bowl food sins. Subscribe now, or prepare to watch your team miss the Super Bowl by one heartbreaking play.